I'm curious about how Behavox is addressing some of the other concerns as well. You talked a little bit of some of them, but some of them like keeping your data hostage, making you pay for data. But outside of that, also you talked a little bit about duplicating data and moving it over. I know one of the key benefits of having a solution like Behavox is that ecosystem, and more than just the ecosystem is that consolidation of tech stacks so that everything is in one place, in-house, using the same large language model and the underlying technology. How is that a benefit, again, that we aren't seeing across the board with other vendors?
Well, how is it a benefit? I mean, because the reason you don't see it across the board is just they don't have that technology today. They've been talking about it, but they don't have it, right? So how does it help? Well, it helps in a lot of ways. So first and foremost, it's essentially commercial. I think we very much segregate the data and its use from the data and the storage, right? So when we charge a license fee, that's got nothing to do with the underlying compute. We charge the customers directly for the computation and the storage. And that means we offer that essentially at cost. So any customer who wants it, I offer every customer, and sometimes they ask for it to be written in, that's no problems. I will give them the extraction price of all their data at the end of the contract if they want, and I will lock that in now because I'm so confident that they won't want to move, and I'm so confident we can do it cheaply. So if you think about it, we talked about the $52 roughly per gigabyte, so that's $52,000 per terabyte. Now, to mitigate that risk, we don't make money on the compute, on the storage. So we will give that back to the customer at cost. And that cost is, well, you're knocking zeros, right? You're knocking zeros off that $52,000 and still some. So it's orders of magnitude cheaper. And of course, I mean, there was one customer, fairly sizable organization, and they asked me this question, and I said, let's do the numbers. And we wrote it on the whiteboard, and the number was $14,000. Big firm, and they just couldn't believe it. So I go, okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Actually brilliant.
Yeah. So it gives customers great comfort. Yeah, great comfort. They know they will not be held hostage. Because we are interested, if you look at data across this whole life cycle, the only time it adds value to the customer actually is when they consume it, when they either read it or they do something with it. So our view is encourage them to do that.
Right.
Encourage them to get value. Exactly. And so that's where we want you as a customer to love the product and to get so much value out of it that you wouldn't possibly want to move.
Yeah.